G-Fan, what it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be. It's your boy EZG back there with another WWE2K24 Road to Wrestlemania. And yes, we are 3 days away. I believe today is Thursday for me. So by the time you guys, hopefully I can get this out. I know I'm going to be busy during the day. So if this is late, it's probably going to be coming out early Friday. We're still going to try to push the last 2 to 3 episodes. Another one on Friday, depending on what happens today, Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, this wasn't my favorite match out of them. I didn't really want to read this one. I just was making it a quick disclaimer for what was going on. And yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about the conversation that we had last episode, last part. Without further ado, let's dive straight into it.
Ronda Rousey was the obvious target for Becky and Charlotte, but Ronda immediately went on the offensive, bullying Becky back in the corner. Rousey had overwhelmed Charlotte and Becky with her blitzing offense, but Becky was able to compose herself quickly enough to avoid another Piper's Pit, leaving Ronda on the defensive early in the bout.
Okay, now that we back, let me make sure my mic on. Yes, on. I want to kind of go back to where we were talking about the last video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do WrestleMania predictions in this video. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Somebody asked me if I was gonna do it. If you can, hopefully you guys will start, trying to DM me more in the sense on YouTube comments instead of Twitter. I don't have a problem, but yeah, somebody asked me if I wanted to do WrestleMania predictions. I might, since I'm talking about really the main two events of night 1 and night 2. So possibly. But I was just thinking recently, like, the idea for the Royal Rumble was for CM Punk to win the Royal Rumble. So at the end of the day, it looks like Cody might have never had a WrestleMania spot to begin with if CM Punk doesn't get hurt. Now you probably say, well, there's an Elimination Chamber. Instead of it being for the World Heavyweight title, it would have been for the WWE Championship. But the thing with that is, you could have pushed that to the side knowing Rock was coming back, and that could have been a tournament for another match or to make it a triple threat. I was thinking about that recently. I know there's more people with more knowledge on the take than me. I'm just going off what I'm seeing and more logic that's going off the top of my brain in a sense. As far as, like I was saying with night 1, it sucks right now in the sense to be a wrestling fan, knowing what you like I like Cody. I want him to win the title, but at the same time, it's like the Roman and Rock story. I don't know how they recover with Roman losing the title and trying to make this storyline relevant to make another main event, whether it's night 1 or night 2, because it is a main event match. It's just more so.
Now, as we all know, a triple threat match is every superstar for themselves, but this freed Becky and allowed her to drill Ronda with a low drop kick. With Ronda out of the way, now the Queen and the Man had the ring all to themselves.
My thing was, even if Roman has the title or if he doesn't have the title, to me the next idea for a WrestleMania main event is Roman versus Rock. So, excuse me, I had to make a rhyme. I was young. I don't know what the hell else you want me to say, but my thing is like, if Roman's taking this much time off now, and I don't see Rock being a week-to-week guy, he's gonna come the occasional once, 2 times a month potentially on SmackDown type, like, and he's gonna probably do like the whole social media thing. So my thing is like, how do they keep that storyline relevant? There's a lot of questions for what's about to happen in these next 72 to 48 hours, in a sense. Like, it can go either way, but the thing is, it's like, I don't see Cody fans lasting another calendar year to get to this moment, let alone for him to lose to at WrestleMania twice and then try to go a 3rd time. I just don't think Cody fans can deal with that again. I don't think the WWE wants to deal with that again. But it kind of sucks because it's like it's ruining that Roman versus Rock match. And if you was to ask me which one I do prefer, it just kind of sucks that Rock's window was available now, because it's like, let's just say they did have the rematch without Rock. Let's be real. The promos and everything would have been bad. It would have been stale. It just, to me, it wouldn't have worked, in my opinion. Like,
with Ronda still down and out, Charlotte looked to take it up a notch. Charlotte did not let up, repeatedly slamming Becky's face into the mat. Charlotte was making the most of Ronda Rousey being down, willing to put Becky through the mat if it meant she'd leave WrestleMania as the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion.
in my head, I'm like, if Rock never came, like, that's what's making this situation so much better. But the question is, imagine if CM Punk was healthy. I don't think we get a 2-on-2 night one. I don't think that was the plan at all, to be honest, because everything changed because they kind of put all their eggs into CM Punk having this match with Seth Rollins, and they kind of had to, I wouldn't say they had to add another match, but to have Rock at WrestleMania, you were going to have a match where he's involved, which is why that 2v2 is there, because it's like Rock is there for no reason. And I'm not gonna lie, Rock's making this feud better than what it was year one, because they didn't meet until after the Royal Rumble, and they didn't meet until, I want to say, a couple weeks before WrestleMania. They were doing the whole bloodline thing normally, but then if you look at it from the sense of if Rock wasn't here this time, they would have did the same thing all over again. Like, it would have been no different. They would have never had no fight in between promo. Rock is making that adjustment to make this feud better, because to be honest, it would have been bland. Roman probably would have said something about his dad, and Cody would have said something about how he's, like, what they're normally saying, like how he's been winning because he's cheating type stuff. So I think Rock coming in definitely makes it better, which is why I just don't see how they lose night one. It's just, it doesn't make sense with all the stimulation is added. Like, if they want to win and not have no interference, I just feel like the match would be better from a fan's perspective, in a sense, like, it's bloodline rules. Anything goes. Anybody can join. Now, I do expect some surprise returns. It's just in a matter of, like, how are they going to come through? Which is why I kind of see the Steve Austin thing happening more and more. Like, it would be a perfect counteract for The Rock. In the sense, for John, I don't see how bringing The Rock would kind of help that situation, unless they plan on having a feud coming up for, like, the thing is, I'm trying to figure out how situations look like after the fact. Like, once WrestleMania is done, both night 1 and 2, what does the situations look like depending on who has the title? Not the World Heavyweight title, but the WWE Championship. I just don't see why Roman will sit there for the next couple of months waiting for another opportunity, aka WrestleMania, if he's beating everybody. And it's the only reason it was weird with Cody this year is because they didn't have no altercations throughout the year. In a way, because they were splitting brands. But I believe there was a couple times Cody came on SmackDown either to deal with Brock or I don't remember if Brock was a Raw SmackDown guy at the time, but I don't know. It's just super interesting because if Roman lose, like the only thing I can see him doing after the fact is legit fighting Raw. I don't see no alternative. Like, I just don't. I have nothing in my head that screams what Roman can do after the fact. Go for another title, but then Rock's not there long enough to compete for. Like, that's the thing. It's just, how would Roman look without the title with this persona? Because since that persona has been a thing, he's had the title. We've never seen him as the tribal chief, the head of the table, without this belt. Or without a belt. Well, in a sense, yeah, without that belt. Because that belt made it that thing, because it was clear cut he was number 1. Legit, we have the heavyweight championship again, because I don't know if they did it in the simple fact that he wasn't there anymore. As you guys see that damn tap out, that low-key pissed me off. But I don't know if it's because he wasn't there anymore and they needed somebody to compete and challenge a title. That's probably the reason why. Because to be honest, he did have 3 titles. In the sense that it was 2, then went to 1. But he had 3 titles in one sitting at SmackDown when he got the new one. But it was to replace a new, old for a new. But I'm just like, I don't know how they do this for WrestleMania 41, because I keep thinking it can work, but I don't know how that head of the I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't, and it's scaring me for the simple fact of we've never seen Roman without that belt. With Cody, can you go through that cycle of him going through feuds that's pointless and fighting these characters? I said characters, but superstars that's just kind of taking up space, and you gotta wait for that main event again. I don't know, because it's like for Roman, you have Rock, but it's like you don't want to face Rock for the title because you know he's not consistently there, in my opinion. So it's harder to say this situation for Roman as far as, but honestly, I would have loved to seen him break the record. I believe he would have had to keep the belt throughout WrestleMania to beat Hulk Hogan's record. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But that would have been dope. As far as Cody, there's a lot of scenarios I could see with him. Like I said, I could see something where Randy could kind of get in contention with the title. And I don't.
While her attempts at getting the pin failed both times, Becky was now in firm control and didn't show any signs of letting up.
Sorry about that. Back to what I was saying. I don't know if I don't know Randy's situation or who's in. I know Flair and Cena is tied, I believe, for the most. Cena could break it with the next title he wins as far as the heavyweight and the WWE Championship. I think Randy's either one behind those two or he's tied with the three of them. So my thing is, eventually there will be a time where Randy compete against Cody for the title, beat Cody, then Cena comes back. Because I have heard Cena wanted to fight. He wants to do something again at WrestleMania. I feel like the best opponent, like the best two people you can do. As far as them two, I wouldn't be mad at seeing another Randy Orton versus John Cena match. To me, they're almost, if not more iconic as a heel and baby face to me than Austin and Rock. To me, I feel like they're 1A and Austin and Rock is 1B, but a lot of people will look at it different ways. I just feel like they've had so many matches together compared to them two. They've only, 3 WrestleManias? They've had their feuds, and I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying they've done a lot of work together. Without John Cena, there's no Randy Orton, and I'll say the same thing vice versa. As far as like rivalries, like there's a lot of rivalries you can think of, but when I think of like Randy Orton's rivalry, you think John Cena. You don't think no other guy when it comes to John Cena. You don't think Batista. You don't think Triple H. You don't think Undertaker. You don't think even CM Punk. They had a great feud, but it's not like they came into business together, so it's very different, in my opinion. Yeah, it's very different. So it kind of sucks because I keep saying it. It's like at this point, you just want Cody to finish the story. I'm serious. Like, I don't know how people would react if Roman comes out with the title. That's gonna be a scary ass scene come the next night, Monday Night Raw. That's gonna be scary, man. I'm serious. Like, I don't think they could recover from that one, especially like if they say what they say is true, that they kind of had to make a last second change in a sense because the "we want Cody" chants. If they did all that just for him to lose again, I just don't see it. But it's like, bro, we were about to get some great shit with Roman getting this record. It's scary because there's no clear-cut way of going with this. Like, any situation, I'll be happy. It's just more of the reaction off of Cody that hurts this WrestleMania more than anything for me. It's not even the fact that Roman can end up beating the record of Hulk Hogan's. It's just more of, if this nigga loses again, I think the WWE is in serious trouble. And I don't think they can recover. I seriously, I don't think they can.
Charlotte knew exactly what needed to be done in that ring, looking to get the pin when she saw Ronda down. The Queen was in top shape, and despite not getting the pin, she was rolling.
I really don't think they can, and it's really scary. It's scary because I've watched wrestling a long time, and I don't know if I was just, I don't know what's the word for it, neglecting the fact, or I wasn't really seeing it a certain way, but I just don't think they can recover after this. if they go another route. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I think it's more, to me, it's more scary than anything, because it's like, and it's in Philly. You don't want to, like, they have a lot of, it's a lot of things that can happen. That's the best I can kind of, that's the best way you can look at it. A lot of scenarios can happen based off whatever happens with Rock, whatever happens with Roman or Cody. As far as the World Heavyweight Championship is in stake, I feel like whoever wins, it's a feud right away, or not right away, but in the sense of that side of the story is going wherever CM Punk comes back into, rather it's SummerSlam or I forgot the other main event, something with the castles, something like that. To that extent, that's kind of where I see it going. Yeah, that's, they gotta be careful. Now, I'm expecting some crazy returns as far as legends. Dog, the one thing that sucks about this whole thing is Triple H not being active. And I didn't even know about the Peacemaker thing. Like, I didn't know about that until everybody kept saying, oh, Triple H versus The Rock can't happen because of his condition. I'm like, his condition? Then I ended up figuring out he had a heart, and I don't know when it happened. As far as the wrestling match or the I never heard anything about it, so it threw me off when I first heard about it. It really threw me off because I was expecting some good stuff, especially out of that, because like they teased it a couple years ago with Rock and Triple H, and they never did it. And that's what kind of sucks, because anyhow that match happened a couple years ago, I would have definitely watched it. Like, facts. I would have definitely watched it. But as you guys can see, this match is about to end, and we're about to head straight into the next one. Yeah, man. 16 out of 16, as you guys can see, we end up unlocking Ronda Rousey and all the other alternate version of characters in that arena. But then we also go to this next match, which wasn't my favorite. Like I said from before, these two matches, is kind of crazy that they line up right beside each other, because I did not like them. Now, I get why they did it in the sense of Bray Wyatt. I just felt like this could have been something they could have added along the way, even as DLC, like in one of those packs. They could have did better with this one, in my opinion. As far as putting this on the showcase, not the match itself, it was cool because I never seen this match. So, yeah, I mean, you just gotta take it with a grain of salt. It's the best way I can say it. But yeah, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt, the FireFly Funhouse. And without further ado, let's go. Now, this match really threw me off. I'd never seen this match. I didn't really hear about this match. This was around the quarantine era, so this was definitely different. It's cool that we got these alternate versions, but here's the big problem I have with this match. I'm looking at this match and I'm saying to myself, how do they add certain characters like these that were already in the game last year and don't keep them in? And then you probably say, well, it's a new game. But then why didn't you take out Triple H from '08 from last year's game when he was in Cena Showcase? And a couple of these guys that we have in this year's game is from Cena's Showcase, which bothers me. Like, to be honest, I just wish they were a little bit more consistent. That's pretty much it from me as far as situations like that. Let me know how you boys feel about this match. If you guys like this match. I didn't watch it live. I've never rewatched it, planned to watch it. I've only watched this from the actual showcase. And like I say, it was cool. I don't know how the vibes were watching wrestling during the quarantine era. Even like right when the Bloodline stuff started happening during 2020. I wasn't watching with no fans and people on screens, so I don't know the vibe of the WWE at that time. But you really gotta sit down and give Roman Reigns props for what he did, cause yeah, can you say the WWE could have made a turn? Yes, but I don't think without his help, as far as the male superstars and how they are pushed, without his storyline, I don't think the WWE would be, especially because they were getting out of the phase of John Cena and the older guys. They were losing older guys at this time, to my knowledge. A lot of the guys weren't there. And then I don't know how old AEW is, but I believe it's recently, like, it's fairly new to my knowledge. I could be wrong though. But I just want to, before I end this off, give y'all guys a short rundown in the sense of what's going to be going on. So, like I say, it is Thursday for me. I got a lot of stuff going on. So this video might come out later during the day for Friday. I'm going to try to get it early in the morning. Like really, really early. So then I could drop another video either Friday night or early Saturday morning. Then have one, Saturday night, or I'll have one for Sunday, depending on the timing of when things could get edited, what times I wake up, what times I could stay up. I'm gonna try to push these out as fast as I can. I wanted to get at least the last part done before Sunday's match. It didn't have to be, but it's kind of cool because what I really wanted to do was talk about more so the 40 years of WrestleMania pack before it came out, but it recently just came out. I believe either yesterday or the day before. So, that kind of messed it up, but I'm gonna still talk about it to an extent. But nothing too crazy. But yeah, after this series, we could still do WWE if you guys want to see not showcase, but universe mode, my GM, things of that nature. We can always push it out. But as you guys can see, we're about to end this soon. I believe right after this. Yeah, so as you guys can see, 8 out of 8. I believe this is the shortest one that you could have done due to the footage. A lot of footage is in this match, so you kind of had to cut it out, and they had to, play with it. But yeah, we have the next match, Austin versus Kevin Owens. Like I said, we're gonna remain the schedule. Soon enough, we'll be dropping that Madden match against Cam Newton. Took my time with that one. Almost done with it. Just so you know, not to say it has to be perfection. It's just more so I want it to a certain extent, want it to a certain level of quality. Yeah, we have that, and then yeah, we'll go back to Spider-Man content, and then we'll probably talk about what we're gonna do with the channel. I still have a 2K thing in mind. If I'll do it, I'll do it, but you guys will know soon. So yeah, I'm about to be signing out. It's your boy EZG. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, I'm out. Peace.